Feel the body relaxing. Feel your shoulders nice and heavy. And just taking a few moments to connect to your breath. And connecting to your breath, all it really means is just becoming aware of your breath. So just really noticing how the breath moves in and out of your body. Noticing what parts of your body expand when you breathe in, what parts soften when you breathe out. So starting from the very start of the practice to bring more awareness into our movements, into our breath. And staying with this breath for the entire practice. So not necessarily trying to deepen or force a deeper breath. It will happen naturally and slowly over time. Just as the body becomes more flexible and more strong, the more we practice, the breath will become deeper, slower, more lengthy, the more we practice. And so by taking these moments at the start of the class to be nice and still, to start to notice the breath, we can feel the mind starting to calm and clear. So anything that we've brought with us onto the mat tonight, the busyness of our day, any stresses or worries, and feel them slowly starting to slip away. As you become less attached to the things that have already happened, find yourself becoming more connected to this moment. And really tuning in. Moving in a way tonight that makes you feel good. That revitalizes and restores your body and your mind rather than depletes it. So if your hands are down by your sides, reach them all the way out in front. All the way out to the front of the mat and spread the fingers really wide so the pinky and the thumb move as far away from each other as possible. Good. Tuck your chin into your chest and on the inhale, roll forward coming through a cat pose. So all the way up, arching through the back. And then on the exhale into a cat pose. So dropping the belly, sticking the butt up. Hey guys, how you going? And press all the way back, not a problem. And so using these two movements, I guess it's kind of the opposite of cat-cow. So on the inhale, thanks for coming. And then on the exhale is where you stick your butt up and glide the hips all the way back. You feeling good? Yeah. Awesome. So starting to link movement with breath. Doing good? Yeah? Cool. Awesome. We're just doing cat-cow, but the breath is reversed. So when we breathe in, you'll feel that arching of the back, leading with the chest as you round all the way forward. And then on the exhale, you feel the belly lower and the butt glides all the way back towards the back of the mat. And so these two simple movements, but stay connected. So feel what part of your hands are pressing onto the ground. Feel what parts of your legs are pressing into the ground. Feel the movement in the spine. As you just check in, how is your body feeling? Is your mind centered and focused? Notice if your mind begins to drift, how that changes the pose. You might start to put more weight in the wrists. You might start to dump into the knees. The shoulders might creep up to the ears. So move slowly. Move with your breath and move with awareness. Each time maybe a little slower or a little deeper, as you find a little bit more movement through the spine. Just taking one more round wherever you are. All meeting back in the child's pose. And this time tucking your toes under. So tuck your toes, all of them, even the little pinky, all the way under. Keep the hands reaching all the way out in front so the elbows are lifted off of the ground. And then use your inhale again to come forward. So coming through the cat pose, inhale. And this time on the exhale, chest chin to the ground. So the elbows brush along the sides of the body. Stick the butt up super high and reach the chin out in front. Inhale to scoop forward into cobra pose. Pressing the big toes down, pressing the hips down. And then exhale to lower. Tuck the toes under, inhale, press all the way back to child's pose. Good, guys. Next, inhale, round forward, cat pose. On the exhale, chest chin to the ground. So slow, use your whole breath to lower you, sticking the butt up. Inhale, scoop forward into cobra, keeping the neck nice and long. And exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale to lift up. Hey, Amanda. And exhale to press all the way back to child's pose. How you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. One more like that. Inhale, round forward. On the exhale, chest chin. So feeling that release in the lower back as you slowly lower. Inhale to scoop forward, cobra pose, keeping the neck nice and long. And then exhale to lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale to lift. And exhale to press all the way back into child's pose. And pausing here, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Feeling good? Yeah, cool. On the inhale, round forward. This time, as you continue your inhale, lift the knees off of the ground into plank pose. On the exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back into downward facing dog. Use your inhale breath to round forward, leading with the back of the chest into plank. And then on the exhale, knees, chest, chin, all the way to the ground. Squeeze the elbows in. Scoop forward on an inhale breath. Maybe hover the hands. Keep the neck long. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back to child's pose. And exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up into downward dog. Again like that. So inhale, ripple and round forward into plank pose. One smooth, slow breath. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Slowly lower. Inhale to scoop forward for cobra. Rather than taking the gaze up, keep the gaze down and that'll help keep the neck long. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back for child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up, downward facing dog. Good, guys. So one more like that. Inhale, round forward, plank pose. On the exhale, knees, chest, chin. Nice and slow. Squeeze the elbows in. Good. Inhale, scoop forward for cobra pose. Keep the neck nice and long. Great. Exhale and lower. And tuck your toes. Inhale, press all the way back for child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then any little movements that you want to make that feel good. But just notice where the weight is in your hands. And if it's all pressing into like the heel part, the wrist part of your hands, press the fingers down more. So this will help to protect your wrist. And then sort of visualize lengthening the arms. So drawing the shoulders even more away from the wrists. We'll have this like little bit of space then that we create in this joint. Feel the hips continuing to reach up towards the ceiling. And have the knees bend if it feels nicer for your lower back. So it doesn't matter if the legs are straight. More important that we keep the spine, I say straight, but really mean like neutral. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And again like that, deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the inhale, round forward, plank pose again. So nice and slow. Use your whole breath to ripple forward. And this time, halfway or chaturanga, half or full. Lower it down on your exhale. So bring the body weight more forward. Inhale for upward dog or cobra. We're pressing the tops of the feet into the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. And then again like that. So inhale, round forward. Tucking the chin maybe to the chest. and sort of rounding through the upper back until you come to your plank. Good. Exhale, half chaturanga or full. Slowly lower with control. Keep the legs really strong. Awesome, Chloe. Inhale, upward dog. So good. And then exhale all the way back for downward facing dog. And then one more like that. So slow. Inhale, all the way forward, plank pose. Exhale, half chaturanga or full. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. More weight in the fingers rather than the wrists. And then exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. So it's a lot more challenging to do things slowly and with awareness, right? Like anyone can sort of just fling their bodies around or move through the poses more mindlessly, I guess. And we make them quick. We can just tick them off. We're not really achieving the benefits here. We're not really getting the benefits. So move slowly, connecting to every part of your body. And yes, it can feel more challenging. You're like, oh, my arm muscles. Oh, but I didn't realise that was so hard for my legs or my stomach muscles. But how much better it feels to feel connected to your body, to your parts, to your breath. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And on the next inhale, lift the heels up as high as they will go, but keep the chest pressing back towards the thighs. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. On the exhale, start to walk the feet all the way to the top of the mat. So nice and slow until you come into your ragdoll or your forward fold. And the feet can be hip distance-ish apart. Awesome, Shelley. The big toes might be together, touching. Doesn't matter, whatever feels best for you. But bring more weight into the balls of the feet rather than the heels. And that way sort of just evens everything out a little bit. And make sure your feet are parallel. We're not like pigeon-toeing too much. We're not having the feet externally rotated, I guess. Everything being nice and even. The arms can be heavy out in front. You can hold on to opposite elbows. But let the ears be in between the upper arms. And that way the neck will be nice and relaxed. And if it feels good to sway from side to side, just gentle sways. And if you're swaying, if you're not swaying, but just notice where the weight is in your feet. So notice if you put more weight towards the back. Notice if you have more weight on your inner arches or your outer edges. Notice if your toes are clinging into the ground. Just becoming aware of what parts of your body are touching the ground. And then adjusting slightly so that everything's just a little bit more even. Keeping the knees bent and the quads nice and active, helping to protect the hamstrings. And then drawing the belly in, helping to protect the lower back. Just release the hands to the ground and then wiggle the feet towards each other so the big toes are touching. Heels are just a teeny bit apart. Bend the knees a ton so you can still see your toes peeking out, and inhale, sweep up, chair pose. Maybe take the gaze up. On the exhale, sit all the way down into boat pose. All the way down, yeah. And then inhale, feet lift. Beautiful. So keep the arms just as strong as the legs, just as strong as the core. Continue to reach the head up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, feet come down, knees come wide. Inhale, all the way back up, chair pose. Yeah, or cross chair pose. That could be all right. Yeah, since we've been adding. Okay, thanks. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. I like that one. Inhale, halfway lift, guys. Just one breath and feel the length everywhere. Legs, back, arms. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms. Take a big step back with just the right leg and drop the right knee down. So make sure you step back so that your feet are still like hip distance apart. Kind of makes the pose a little bit easier. And then inhale just the left hand all the way up. Draw the shoulder blades together. Just as much weight that's in the right hand, reach up with the left. So feel that space in the front of the body. Draw your left knee in towards your midline. Deep breath in. Exhale and lower down. Both arms for low lunge. Sweep up. And press the right heel a little more back. So notice if all your weight is sort of in your right knee, press into the right foot a little more. And that gives us a little bit more lightness in the pose, I guess. Deep breath in. Exhale, prayer twist. Hook your right elbow outside of the left knee. So right elbow outside of the left knee. Beautiful. Good. Maybe taking the gaze towards the back of the room. Good. Not over twisting, just going to somewhere that feels nice. Inhale, sweep all the way back up for low lunge. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Again, just the left hand. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Good. On the exhale, this time bend the right knee. So bring your foot up towards your butt, but bring the right leg sort of a little bit more forward so that you're resting on like the meaty part of the thigh rather than directly on the kneecap. Yeah. And then maybe reach around and grab hold of the right toes. Notice if you dump sort of into the right arm though, and if you do, lift the chest a little more. Maybe bring the right foot a little closer towards your butt. Good, guys. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep the left hand all the way back up and exhale to lower down. Good. Inhale, step back into tabletop. And then like we did at the start, exhale, chest, chin. So slow, squeeze the elbow. So you feel your upper arms press along the sides of your body. Inhale, scoop forward, cobra pose, maybe hovering the hands this time, pressing the lower half of your body into the mat and lengthening the neck. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press all the way back for child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips, all the way up into downward facing dog. Deep breath out. And on the inhale, lifting the right leg for three-legged dog. So keeping both legs really straight and really strong. Flex the right toes so that they face towards the ground. And drop the right hip just a little bit. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward. Big step forward towards the front of the mat as you drop the left knee down. Just one low lunge. Sweep both of the hands all the way up. Even weight in both of the legs. Exhale, hands come down. Just a little bit in front of the right foot. Lift the left knee on the inhale, coming to your halfway lift. So squeeze both of the inner thighs towards each other and the gaze down just in front of the right toes. Press the left foot more towards the back of the room. Reach the crown of the head more towards the front. Deep breath in. Exhale and forward fold at the top of the mat. Both feet together. Guys, bring the big toes to touch. Heels are a little bit apart. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep up, chair pose. Good. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Or fast. Inhale up for easy boat pose. Good, guys. So really strong legs. Steady gaze directly at your big toes. And see if you can create a little bit of space in between each one of your toes. So space in between pinky and fourth and third and second. Deep breath in. Exhale, feet come down, knees come wide. Inhale. Yes, Amanda. Yes. Back up to chair pose. And then exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, just one breath. Exhale to fold, plant the palms, big step back with the left leg. More towards the left side of the mat, so this helps to keep things nice and even. And then drop the left knee. Inhale the right hand, sweep all the way up. Watch your fingertips as you reach up. Stay with your breath and draw your shoulder blades a little more together. Feel your belly button drawing in and continue to lengthen through the spine. One more deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lower down. Notice the weight in the left knee and press the left foot more into the mat. Inhale, sweep both of the hands up. So reach up with the fingertips but draw down with the shoulders to create length. On the exhale, prayer hands and twist. So hook the left elbow outside of the right knee. Hope that's right. Left outside of right. Good. Just gently pressing the palms together to encourage the twist maybe a little more. Keep your belly in though, so protecting the lower back. Good. Inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way back up. Exhale and hands come down either side of the front foot. Still even weight in both of the legs. Inhale the right hand again all the way up. On the exhale, maybe coming into a thigh stretch. So bring the left knee a little more forward and then bend the left leg. Reach around. So you'll feel like you're pressing more onto like the quad or the thigh part rather than directly on the knee joint. And then notice once you have the hold, if the belly hangs out and if you dump into the left shoulder. And if that happens, create just a little bit more space. And maybe take the gaze towards the back of the room and draw the heel in a little closer. Nice. One more deep breath in. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach the right hand all the way up, and exhale to lower down. Inhale to step back into tabletop. And then on the exhale, chest, chin, nice and slow. So feel your elbows gently brush against the sides of the body. Reach the chin out in front. Inhale, scoot forward for cobra pose. Press the big toes, press the hips. Maybe hover the hands and lengthen through the neck. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back to child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the inhale, lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. So slow, use your whole breath to lift that leg upward, not a rush in the world. Keep both legs really straight and really strong. Inhale, maybe lift a little higher. And then exhale, bend the left knee, take a big step forward as you lower the right knee down. And inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up, just one low lunge. And exhale, hands come down a little bit in front of the left foot. On your inhale, as you lift the right knee, lean your body weight a little more forward and come to your halfway lift with the right leg lifted. So squeeze both of the inner thighs together. Either point or flex your right toes, doesn't matter, but push the heel further towards the back of the room. Reach the crown of the head further towards the front. So feel that length in the sides, in the front, the back of the body. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale to forward fold at the top of the mat. Let the head hang nice and heavy and bring the big toes to touch. Good, guys. Bend the knees a ton slippery with the socks on now. Inhale, sweep all the way up, chair pose. Good. On the exhale, take a little peek down first. Just make sure all 10 toes are visible. Nice. Inhale, maybe take the gaze up in between the fingertips so you lengthen through the front of the neck. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, up for easy boat. This time on the exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, guys. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, come up for slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lower the feet down, knees come wide. Inhale, back up, chair pose. Yes. So close and use your hands. Absolutely. We have them. It is not cheating if you help your own body up. It is support. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, just one breath. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms, big step back with the right leg. Stay up high on the right tippy toe. So you've always got the option to drop the right knee if you want. Keep both legs nice and active. So press the left knee a little more forward and press the right heel a little more back so they're even. And then inhale, just the left hand sweeps all the way up. Draw your belly in a little bit, and if I was to ask you to hover the right hand off of the ground, it would be kind of accessible. So that's how much we want to spread the weight evenly between our two legs. That's how active we want the core. Take one more deep breath in, and exhale to lower down. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, sweep both hands all the way up for a high lunge. Maybe look towards the fingertips. On the exhale, pray hands and twist. Hook the right elbow outside of the left knee. Right elbow outside of left knee. Perfect, guys. Maybe take the gaze towards the back of the room. Keep both legs even and strong. Inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back into plank pose. Your choice, either half chaturanga or full chaturanga. Slowly lower down. Keep the legs strong, and that takes more weight out of the wrists. Inhale for cobra or upward dog. Feeling the chest opening and the shoulders gently drawing together. Exhale over the toes all the way back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. And on the inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. So super slow. We rush through most of our lives and most of our tasks, right? You don't need to rush here. Take everything slow with your breath. On the exhale, bend the right knee. Open the hips up this time. So bring your right heel even closer towards your right butt. And then stack the right hip over. Yeah, perfect. Keep the chest pressing back towards your left thigh. So we sort of still keep that inverted V shape. And keep even weight in both of the hands. Both of the legs nice and active. One more inhale. On the exhale, take a big step forward towards the front of the mat. Nice. One high lunge here. Inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up. Strong through both of the legs. Nice. Exhale, hands come down just a little bit in front of the right foot. On the inhale, lifting the back leg into your halfway lift. Keeping both legs equally as strong. Nice, guys. Exhale and forward fold, top of the mat. Big toes are touching, bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep the hands up for chair pose. Seems to be the theme of the transitions tonight, isn't it? Just that happens like that sometimes. Chair pose, yes! Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale for easy boat pose. Good. Exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale here in your easy boat. Exhale, twist to the right. So take both hands all the way over to the right side. Inhale back to center. Keep the legs super active. Exhale and twist to the opposite. Inhale, center. Exhale, feet come down, knees come super, super wide. So then the belly has somewhere to reach in between. Hands reach out in front. Inhale, up for chair pose. Good, guys. And then exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, just one breath. So feel the shoulders drawing away from the ears, creating length in the neck. Exhale and fold, plant the palms. Big step back with the left leg, high onto the left tippy toes. Inhale, the right hand sweeps all the way up. Good. So draw the belly in. Draw your inner thighs towards each other. Without moving the feet off of the mat, draw them towards each other too. So then if you were to hover your left hand off of the mat, nothing much in the pose changes. So we distribute our weight evenly, not favouring one side or relying on one side more or the other. Treating both sides equally. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Both arms into a high lunge. Sweep all the way up. Keep the belly in. Maybe watch the fingertips. And then on the exhale, prayer hands and twist. So hook your left elbow outside of the right knee. Keep the left foot pressing more and more towards the back of the room. The right knee pressing forward and the belly in. Guys, inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back into plank pose. And then your choice, either knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Move super slow. Feel the length in the body. Inhale for cobra or upward dog. Press into the fingers more. And then feel your chest gently press forward as the hips lower towards the ground. All over the toes, all the way back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And when you're ready, the left leg lifts, three-legged dog. So nice and slow, sweep it all the way up. And then on the exhale, bend the left knee and open the hips. So feel even weight in the fingertips. And feel that left leg still nice and strong and active. So pointed toes or flex toes, doesn't matter. But feel your heel coming closer and closer towards your butt. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, take a big step forward, big slow step forward. So you land the left foot near the left hand. One high lunge. Inhale, sweep both hands up. Draw the belly in and lengthen sides, front and back of your body. Exhale, hands come down a little bit in front of the left foot. Inhale into a halfway lift. Yes, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other and lengthening the body. So keep the gaze down. That way the neck will stay nice and long. Deep breath in. And exhale to forward fold. Big toes are touching. Bend the knees a ton and let the head relax all the way down. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Oh, she was too quick for me. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. All the way up. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest. Slight bend in the knees so we keep that power in the legs and keep that connection. Look towards your fingertips. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. On the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Come all the way down, nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel that length. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms. Bend the knees a ton so you come up onto the balls of your feet. So now we can step or hop or jump. So bend the knees a ton. So your butt's like touching your heels, I guess. Yeah. And this way we can step or jump or hop or float back into either plank. So if we jump into plank, sort of like a burpee pose, I guess, we jump from there. If you want to jump to chaturanga, bend the elbows at the same time. So then you can jump into plank or into chaturanga. But nicer to jump from here than to jump from here, because if we jump from here, it's kind of like, ooh, and that can be a lot on the shoulders. So drop your butt nice and low, and then it's just like a little spring back, and then bend into the elbows. Or do it again. Or you jump back and bend the elbows at the same time. Yeah. And then exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Good, guys. Bring the big toes together this time. And then inhale, super, super high tippy toes. On the exhale, bend the knees a ton and look forward. So now we have the option to jump forward if you want. If you want to be a jumper, keep the gaze forward on the no breath. So you'll take a breath in, you'll take a breath out, and then you'll hop towards the front of the mat. Yeah. And exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. Really strong legs, strong arms all the way up. And exhale, hands come down, center of the chest. Good, so one more like that. Look towards your fingers and no rush. Inhale, sweep up. And then on the exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening everything. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms. So bend the knees and come up high onto the tippy toes. And then your choice how you want to jump back, either with bent elbows or with straight elbows. But trusting yourself just to jump back. And then inhale. Was that good, Chloe?
That was terrible.
And exhale all the way back to downward dog. No such thing as terrible here. It was perfect. And bring the big toes together. And then inhale, lift the heels super high. On the exhale, bend the knees a ton. Look forward, your choice on the no breath. Either step or jump or hop or float. Yeah, awesome, guys. All the way to the top of the mat. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest. And looking towards the fingers. Inhale, sweep high. I'm going to add on to that little series just a little bit. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, slow. Inhale, one breath, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms, bend the knees a ton. Step, jump, hop, float, whatever you like, all the way back to plank or chaturanga. Nice, Shelley. Inhale for cobra or upward dog. And then exhale for downward dog. And so adding just a little bit. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. On the exhale, lower down into tabletop. Good. So from here, straighten the left leg all the way behind. So we're coming into like a half side plank. And then inhale the left hand all the way up. Good, guys. So for easier balance, just kickstand the right foot out a little bit. And that'll make it just a little bit more easier. Press the hips a little bit forward and be really strong with the left arm. Inhale, lift the left leg, just so it's hip height. So kind of like in a half moon. Keep both arms nice and strong. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, bend the left leg. Reach around, maybe grab hold of the left toes. But grab hold of the inner arch side. So look for your big toe. And then that way we can open the front of the chest a little bit. Good. Press into your foot and feel that opening and expanding the front of the body. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, come back to your half moon. And then exhale to lower back down into tabletop. And so moving straight to the other side, straighten the right leg out. And then inhale, sweep the right hand all the way up. Nice, guys. Steady yourself here first. So feel the belly drawing in. Feel the hips gently pressing forward. On the inhale, lift the right leg. Half moon. Maybe. So got a proper name. And then exhale, bend the right leg, reach around. Look for the big toe side of your foot. And then use that to press into your hand. Feeling the front of the body opening. Feeling the belly drawing in and maybe putting a little less weight into your bottom hand. Guys, inhale to lengthen back to half moon. Exhale to lower back down into tabletop. Tuck the toes, inhale for plank. Exhale to lift the butt and hips all the way up to downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale to lift the heels super high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump, hop, float, hover, fly, whatever you like, all the way to the top. And exhale to forward fold. Let the head be super heavy so the neck has a chance to relax. Then bend the knees a ton. Inhale all the way up to standing. Good. Really strong through the sides of the body, the arms. Maybe taking the gaze up. And exhale, hands down. So one more like that with just a little bit of a different variation. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold all the way down. Nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms. Step, jump, hop, float, hover, whatever you like. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Yeah, guys. Good. For cobra or upward dog. All the way back to downward facing dog on the exhale. And inhale and glide forward into plank pose. We start with the opposite side this time. So pivot the toes so we put more weight on the left hand. And then inhale, sweep the right hand all the way up. Good, so full side plank. From here, bring the right foot and place it behind your body, like a little kickstand. So kind of like we would do flip dog or wild thing, but we're going to be a flip plank. Good, and then start to turn your hips and chest towards the ceiling and bring your gaze towards the front of the room. Nice, keep the belly in. Good, guys. Awesome. Slowly coming back to side plank. Inhale, sweep the right hand up. Bring both of the feet together. And then exhale to lower down into plank pose. So moving to the opposite side. Put more weight in the right hand. Pivot the toes. Inhale, the left hand sweeps all the way up. Strong through both arms. Strong through both legs. Strong through the core. So straight legs. And then bring the left leg behind like a little kickstand. Good. Press into the ball. You're good. And then lift the hips, lift the chest. Feel that opening through the whole front of the body. Reach your arm to the front of the room. So bringing it by your ear, the front of the room. Good, guys. Come back to side plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, normal plank. Deep breath in here. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back. Downward facing dog. Bring the big toes together. Inhale, high tippy toes. Exhale to bend the knees, look forward. Step, hop, jump, float. You don't have to jump. You can walk if you want to walk. If you don't want to walk, you can jump. We always have the option to choose which one you want to do. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up to standing. Maybe watching the fingertips as they reach. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest. And still with that slight bend in the knee. So feel the power. When we lock our knees out, it's pretty effortless, I guess, to stand like that. There's not much energy moving through the legs. It's kind of like we've locked it and blocked it. As soon as you bend the knees a little bit, so much more, not challenging, but you feel it. Like you feel the energy then in your legs, and that's what we want, that connection. So looking towards the fingertips. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. On the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, one breath. Exhale to fold, plant the palms, take a big step back with the right leg, just the right leg. High lunge, so just one breath here. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, maybe sink a little lower, but draw your body back. Exhale, hands come down. So stepping back into three-legged dog here. First, lift the left foot and then press all the way back, opening the left hip up. So you can choose to stay here, or if you want to be a flip dog or a wild thing, start to turn your right toes towards the back of the mat. Start to lift the left hand off of the mat. Yeah. And maybe the left toes touch the ground behind you. Maybe the hips and the chest open towards the front of the room, or the top of the room. The top of the room, that's that, the ceiling, I guess. And then to come back. So we're stepping the left leg, guys, all the way to the top of the mat. So pick the left foot up, look towards the front of the mat. Nice and slow. Maybe keeping the left arm lifted. Step all the way to the top of the mat. Good. And then bring the left hand out in front. So the left hand will come out in front. I'll just flip around so this will be easier. So maybe taking your block underneath the left fingertips, maybe not. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And then on the inhale, come forward, halfway lift first. So the hips are nice and even towards the ground. Both legs are nice and strong, like we've been practicing in the halfway lift. And from here, coming into half moon. So with your foot on the ground, your left finger's on the ground, your gaze on the ground, start to pivot the hips open. Keep the right leg super strong, super active. The gaze can always stay down, more supportive for our balance. Maybe the right hand starts to reach towards the ceiling. Good, guys. Slow, steady movements, staying with your breath, never wanting to rush anything. Stay with your half moon, or if you want to be a quarter moon, bend the right knee. Reach around, grab hold of your toes. Maybe. So just like we did when we were balancing on one of our knees, maybe we reach behind, maybe you catch your toes, maybe you fall over in the process. Both are great. Stay with your breath, staying calm, focused, and centered. Awesome, guys. If you're a quarter moon, release back into your half moon. Good. On the exhale, start to bend into the left knee, stepping all the way back. Warrior two pose. Good, guys. So look towards the front knee, and you want to be able to see your big toe peeking out in front. And the back leg is nice and straight, nice and strong. Look directly over the front fingertips. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, flip the front palm and reverse. Keep the bend in the front knee as you reverse your warrior. Yes. Inhale, come back, warrior two, for courage and confidence. So see if we can embody these values while we're in this pose, feeling courageous, feeling confident. On the exhale, left elbow, left thigh, reach the right hand all the way over. Good, so pausing here, guys. If you want to take the bind, maybe you do, the right hand comes around the lower back. So it reaches all the way around the lower back. The left hand reaches underneath the front thigh. Maybe you grab hold of your fingertips. If you're going for the bind, keeping the chest open so the chest faces the side of the room rather than directly down. Keep the belly in. Keep both legs active. Yes. Good, guys. Inhale to release the bind. Exhale all the way back, warrior two. Deep breath in here. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back into plank, and then flowing through your vinyasa. So either half chaturanga or full chaturanga. Move slow, move with control. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog, keeping length in the neck. Exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And coming to the front of the mat any way you like. So stepping, jumping, hopping, floating. Doesn't matter. You choose what's best for you. Not what you think is the hardest variation. Not what you think is the easiest variation. With the big toes touching at the top of the mat, bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up to standing. And maybe taking the gaze up. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest, looking towards your fingertips. Keep the knees just that little bit bent, and then inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward, fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, one breath. Exhale to fold, plant the palms, big step back with the left leg. Just the left leg. Good, high on the back tippy toes for one high lunge here. Inhale, sweep both of the arms up. Notice if the belly just sort of hangs out when we come into this pose, and if it does, draw it in. And then that will help us to lean a little bit further back into the pose. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. So stepping back into three-legged dog again. So this time the right leg will lift. And on the exhale, press all the way back, opening the right hip up. So moving nice and slow, pausing here with your hip open, or coming all the way to flip dog. So if you want to be a flipper, start to pivot the left toes to the back of the room. Start to lift the right hand off of the mat. And the right toes will fall down behind you, acting like a little kickstand. Yeah, nice, guys. Reach the hips towards the ceiling, reach the chest and your lifted arm towards the front of the room. Stay with your breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good to come all the way back to the top of the mat. Pick the right foot up slowly. Engage your core muscles. Yes, nice, Shelley. Step the right foot all the way to the top of the mat. All the way to the top. Yeah. And then bring the right hand just a little bit more forward and a little bit right. So this seems to help us. Anything that has sort of like a triangle helps us with so much more balance. So feel your right foot sort of in the middle, then your right hand to one side, and the gaze is towards the other side. And then really anchor down through those 3 points. Bring your left hand to your hip. Slowly start to bring your weight more forward and inhale. Lift up into your halfway lift to start with. So feel that strength in the legs first. Feel yourself become nice and stable, nice and balanced. Then when you feel good there, and only when you feel good there, start to open the hips up. So start to begin to stack the left hip on top of the right. Then when you feel good there, start to reach the left hand up. So we can be in such a rush to get to what we think is the final pose that we miss all of these little building blocks along the way. Doesn't matter what the pose looks like. It matters how it feels. So stay with your breath. Be appreciative of whatever shape you're creating every step of the way. Feeling yourself building strength, balance as you go. Staying with your half moon or coming into quarter moon. So bending the left knee, maybe reaching around and grabbing hold of the left toes. Move slow though. And if you fall, who cares? We don't care. Nobody cares. Might even be a good thing. It's how we learn our place in space. It's how we can grow. It's how we can progress. So if you're not reaching for your foot because you think you're going to fall, reach for it. Yes. Quarter moons, return to half moon. And on the exhale, start to bend into the right knee all the way back. Warrior two pose. And take it a little wider than what you probably want to. And keep both of the arms really, really strong. You're doing good. Deep breath in. Courage and confidence, remember? So feel these two qualities as you look directly over your front fingertips. Deep breath in. On the exhale, flip the front palm and reverse. Watch your fingertips as they reach towards the ceiling and maybe towards the back of the room. Stay with that bend in the front knee. Inhale, return, warrior two. On the exhale, half side angle. So bring the right forearm to the right thigh, the left arm all the way up and over. Good, so feel that nice long line down the whole left side of the body first. Both weight is even in the legs. Stay here or choose to take the bind so the left hand comes around the lower back. Maybe. Keep the chest nice and open and then just dip your right shoulder a little bit and then maybe reach the right hand under to grab hold of the left. Draw both of your feet towards each other without them actually moving off the mat and draw your belly in. Stay with your breath regardless of what the mind thinks. Stay with your breath. One more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. Good. On the inhale, come all the way back, warrior two. And on the exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back into plank, and then flowing through your last vinyasa how you choose. So slow and steady, feeling every one of your muscles helping you, building strength. Good. Opening the chest when you come to your upward dog or your cobra. And then exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Coming to the front of the mat any way you like. Stepping, jumping, hopping, floating, hovering, walking one tiny step at a time. It does not matter, whatever feels best for you. And then heel toe the feet apart. So they're about hip distance, maybe a little more. Toes are out, heels are in, and squat all the way down into our little Indo squat. Yeah. And then just have a look towards your feet. So it's really common that we'll roll onto the inner arches of the feet here. So if that's happening, just use your elbows and gently open the feet a little bit more. So you want more weight on the outside edges of the feet. And then tuck your butt under. Lift the chest a little more. Draw the belly in. Open the hands up nice and wide. Look towards the right fingertips. Inhale, sweep the right hand all the way up. Good. Exhale and lower down. Look towards the left fingertips. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Keep the belly in. Keep both of the knees opening. Exhale and lower down. Bring the hands out in front. Sit the butt all the way down. And bring the soles of the feet together into the butterfly. Yeah. And then just little pulses with the knees. So try and resist that temptation just to flop down and be like, oh, thank God we've made it. So most important thing being the breath, right? And if we close off this part of our body, we nearly have the same colour on. Yay. It makes it so much more challenging for the breath. So we've constricted the whole area that we need to get the breath in and out of. So lift the chest a little bit more. And it can feel a little bit, I guess, foreign or awkward or maybe even challenging to start with. But feel that extra space in the front and the sides of the body and feel how much more effortless it is to breathe. Feel how the heart rate then begins to slow as you start to slow the pulsing of the knees down. Tuck the chin into the chest and lengthen through the back even a little bit more. Feel the belly drawing in, but feel the breath moving fluidly, effortlessly. Guys, allowing the eyes to open, straightening the legs all the way out to the front of the room, and flexing the toes back. Just take a little peek behind. Hopefully there's enough room. Don't matter if there's carpet anyway, so it should feel all right. Anchor the legs to the ground. They're going to stay on the ground. And then inhale, reach the hands out in front. So reach the fingertips really forward and draw the shoulders really back. And then lengthen the spine even more. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lower all the way down. So slow and as long as your exhale breath is, all the way down. Yes, the control, guys. Awesome. And then inhale, sweep the hands all the way overhead, lengthen the body entirely. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. And squeezing the knees in towards your belly. Awesome. And then lower the feet towards the ground. And coming into bridge pose here. So you want to be able to just brush your fingertips against your heels, I guess. This is usually the right alignment, but I know I have really long arms, so it doesn't feel like quite the right alignment for me. So if it feels better for you to have your feet a little closer, a little further, please feel free to put them wherever feels best. There's no right, there's no wrong. We're all so different. There can't be one sort of like one bridge fits all. So do what feels good for you. Press the feet into the ground, and that's important. Press the back of the head into the ground, that's important. And then use your inhale to lift the hips. Lift the lower back, lift the middle back up, and shimmy onto your shoulder blades. So getting more height. Keep your belly in. I have a tendency to push my belly out in this pose. All it does is puts pressure on the lower back. So really draw the belly in. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Hands can be anywhere you like, flat on the ground, ankles or clasped. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. So it's just as important how we come into the pose, how we hold the pose, and how we exit the pose. So it's not just all about a big rush to get into what we think is the fanciness or the end goal, and then to let our bodies just collapse out of it. So use your strength and use your grace the whole time. We've got 2 more rounds. So use your inhale, again, lifting the butt, lifting the hips. Nice and slow. Feel every one of your muscles activate and engage as you lift up. Draw the belly in and shimmy onto the shoulders even a little bit more. Placing your hands anywhere you like. And take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, slowly lower down. Super slow. Not wanting to miss anything. Not wanting to miss one little sensation in your body. And then as soon as your butt touches the ground, our last one. So use your slowest inhale breath to lift all the way up. The slowest breath. Press the feet strongly into the ground. Feel your inner thighs squeeze together. Feel your glute muscles active. Feel the whole of your body active as it lifts up here. And then feel your breath as the boss. Smooth, deep and even. Creating just that little bit more height and that little bit more arch in the back as you feel this expansion through the front of the body. Another deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, the last inhale. So lift up the highest that you've lifted. Feel that space, feel that strength. And then on the exhale, super slow. All the way down. Feel almost like one vertebrae at a time. Lowering towards the ground. Good. And then once the butt touches, bring the knees into the chest. Give them a little hug. And have a little roll from side to side if that feels nice. Maybe make circles with the knees, can feel really nice. So if you've got anything like going in your lower back, or you feel like your glute muscles are really tight, or maybe you don't even know your glute muscles are tight, by holding onto your knees and making little circles, seems to just massage out like the top of our glutes and love handle area, which can become really tight, I guess, from our constant sitting all the time. Good, guys. And bringing the feet back onto the ground. Take the hands out to the side, either like a cactus or a letter T, doesn't matter. And bring the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Knees facing up towards the ceiling. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let both of the knees fall over towards the right side. Keep the feet nice and wide, and just the knees fall over. And take the gaze maybe towards the left. Use your inhale to lift back up again. And exhale all the way over to the opposite side. And taking the gaze towards the right. And then again, inhale, sweep the knees back up. Exhale all the way over towards the right side. And this time pausing. So taking any variation of the twist here that you would like. So if you want to bring your ankle over top of your thigh, and this might just increase the stretch just a little bit, so the right ankle will come over top of the left thigh. And maybe you want to shoelace your legs together or have like eagle legs. And that might feel like a better twist, a bit of stretch on this side for you. Doesn't matter. Whatever feels good where you can let your body sort of just sink in. And use your inhale to come back to center. And use your exhale to come all the way over the other side. It's a different side of the body, so maybe it needs a different leg variation. Allowing the body to sink down into this. Allowing your muscles to feel heavier, more relaxed, lengthened and open. Use your inhale slowly back to center, bringing the knees into the chest for just one last hug in. And as you hug your knees in, really hug them in. So really squeeze the knees in towards your chest and flex or point the toes and clamp your hands down. Lift your shoulders, lift your head, lift your neck off the ground and bring your forehead towards your knees. Starting to tense and tighten everything. So wrinkle your forehead and scrunch your nose, clench your jaw, and tuck up even tighter into a little ball. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release into your Shavasana. Super slow. Let the body unravel. And let yourself adjust as you go. So the legs can be in any variation that you like. Butterfly legs, soles of the feet flat on the ground maybe. Doesn't matter. And let the hands fall out towards the side. let your chin slightly tuck into the chest. Just slightly. Feel your eyes nice and soft. Feel your breath returning. Its natural rhythm, natural pace. Feel your body completely relaxed. The mind completely relaxed. Gradually starting to deepen your breath. And without making any movements in the body just yet, just increasing the breath. And every time you take a breath in, visualize yourself drawing back any power that you might have unwillingly, unknowingly given away today. Every inhale, feel yourself drawing that back. And with every exhale, feel yourself releasing anything that you no longer need, anything that doesn't benefit you, nourish you, or support you. Feel yourself just gently breathing it out. Continue with this breath, feeling your body restored, your mind replenished, feeling whole and full, and starting to make little movements with the fingers and the toes, just gently reawakening the senses and reawakening your body. Starting to tune back in to the world around you. Continuing with these little flickers of movement until maybe you take a big overhead stretch as you reach the hands all the way towards the back of the room. Point the toes to the front. And then on an exhale, drawing the knees into the chest. And if you can keep the eyes closed, as challenging as it might be with that beautiful bright sun beaming on us, roll over to the right side and just pause here for a moment. Feeling your muscles relaxed, released. The mind a little calmer, a little clearer. And feeling your whole body a little more balanced, a little more centered. When you're ready, using your hands to gently press yourself up. Coming to sit in any comfortable seated position. And keep the eyes closed, or at least keep them heavy. So we stay with these feelings that are circulating within us. These feelings of relaxation, of calmness, of peace. Bowing your head slightly towards your heart. Feeling the spine continuing to lengthen. And leaving here tonight knowing that you are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem. And you are smarter than you think. Namaste.